Hello all. Today we are going to discuss the topic biogeographic realms of the world. What is a biogeographic realm? It is the ecozone or the broadest biogeographic division of the Earth's land surface based on distributional patterns of terrestrial organisms. They are subdivided into ecoregions which are classified based on their biomes or habitat types. Biogeographic realms correspond to the floristic kingdoms of botany or zoogeographic regions of zoology. They are characterized by the evolutionary history of the organisms they contain. There are different biogeographical realms in the terrestrial region. They are Nearctic, Palearctic, Afrotropic, Indo-Malaya, Australasia, and Neotropic. Among the 8 biogeographic realms, 6 of these above mentioned are totally terrestrial, while 2 of them, Oceania and Antarctic ecozones, are oceanic. All these biogeographic realms include biota of different categories. Among these biota, 6 of them are the main categories, which include tundra and taiga, the cold regions, temperate and tropical, the moderate regions, and grassland and desert, the arid regions. Biodiversity hotspots. What is a biodiversity hotspot? To qualify as a biodiversity hotspot, a region must meet 2 strict criteria. It must have at least 1,500 vascular plants as endemics, which is to say, it must have a high percentage of plant life found nowhere else on the planet. A hotspot, in other words, is irreplaceable. It must have 30% or less of its original natural vegetation. In other words, it must be threatened. We know today biodiversity hotspots around the world are concentrated in all the continents widespread. The present geological era is perhaps the richest in biodiversity. About 2.1 million species have been identified till date, while many more species are believed to exist. According to UNEP, the total number of species that might exist on the earth range between 9 to 52 million. Mega diverse countries. Among the hotspots, some of the countries are identified as mega diverse countries. 17 countries which are identified as such by the Conservation International are of great importance because megadiversity means exhibiting great biodiversity. The main criteria for megadiverse countries is endemism at the level of species, genera, and family. A megadiverse country must have at least 5,000 species of endemic plants and must border marine ecosystems. Patterns in biodiversity. The present global patterns in biodiversity indicate that the species richness tends to vary geographically according to the series of fairly well-defined rules. For example, in case of terrestrial environments, warmer areas hold more species than the colder areas. Likewise, wetter areas hold more species than the drier ones. Larger areas hold more species than the smaller ones. Areas with varied climate and topography holds more species than those with uniform climate and topography. Areas at lower altitude or elevation hold more species than higher altitudes. Areas with less seasonal geography hold more species than areas with more seasonal geography. Similarly, in case of pelagic marine species, there tends to be more species in warmer and less seasonal waters, that is, lower latitude waters. The reasons for greater biodiversity in tropics. Why is tropic rich in biodiverse organisms? The main reasons include the amount of solar energy received in the area. Favorable conditions prevail in the tropic regions, which enable immense growth and diversity of the organisms. Stable climate, time for evolution on the geological scale are also other factors. Survival threats leading to species diversity exists in the tropics. So, higher rates of crossing over and high genetic variability also becomes factors for biodiversity in the tropics. Global hotspots, as we know for now, are to be conserved. According to Mayers et al. 2000 in Nature, they identify about 25 hotspots around the globe, which are red areas which are identified as to be conserved, which includes areas of Caribbean, areas of tropic, areas of Southwest Australia, areas of Western Ghats, areas of Sri Lanka, areas of China, and more. That's all for today. Thank you.